Morning Brew. I just wanted to throw this together. I haven't done these in a while, but I had a coaching session last week with a young lady who is, she's not really a Christian per se, but she's spiritual, I would say. She's very in tune to the Spirit. And as I was recording this video for her, she was having some trouble at work with some personalities, with some, I guess you can call it conflict, but it's just dealing with difficult people, right? And so one of the things about the kingdom of Jesus and the principles we live by is that the principles are neutral, okay? And they're universal. So what I mean by that, they work regardless of whether or not you acknowledge Christ, okay? So it rains on the just and the unjust. You reap what you sow, period. And that, you can give away life to people without them necessarily needing to say, hey, I got to confess all my sins and accept Jesus right now, okay? So we can coach and mentor and bring meaning and abundant life and light and truth and salt to people without necessarily having them go through the whole process yet. And that what it does is, I believe, it softens the ground for the Holy Spirit to do His work. So I did this coaching session, and what I'm going to do is do a cut-in right after this of what we talked about. And this is straight from Psalm 1. Okay, but I wanted to give you this because I felt like it applied to all of us, every Christian, anybody. But this is a good way to help those around you as well to stay focused. So if you're a mentor, a manager, a leader, or just dealing with anybody in the workplace, and you're dealing with, of course, difficult people, because people are difficult. All of us are. We're human beings, right? So I wanted to get this out there today. Enjoy it. I've cut into it, so I've tried to take some of the information out, so you may see cut-ins and cut-outs, but just get the meat of it, all right? So it's good to have you. If you need anything, just give me an email, freedom@thelivingfree group. Other than that, enjoy, and be sure to visit the website and sign up for our newsletter so that you get these all the time. Thanks so much. Have a good day. Oh, and subscribe below, please. All right, thanks, bye. What happens in life is there's always these pitfalls, and there's these things that kind of, instead of a straight line to walking in what we're supposed to do and really fulfilling the purpose on our life, we take these long routes because we get disrupted, okay? So I want to share with you some things on how to avoid those and how to get through this time that you guys are in, because nothing's new under the sun, as some old wise literature would say. And speaking of which, I'm going to start here with this. I'm going to read you something. This is a 3,500-year-old wisdom literature from the East, okay? And I want you to listen to this, because the reason why this is so powerful is it stands the test of time. It's as relevant today in this millennia than it was 3,500 years ago, before all of what we deem as progress, okay? So here's what it says. It says, how fortunate, prosperous, and preferred is the person who does not follow the advice and the example of the deceitful, undermining, mischievous, nasty, vicious, and villainous people. Nor do they stand in the path of those who choose to miss the mark on doing good, or those who do not do things right and hate justice on the behalf of others. Nor do they sit in the seat with these scoffers, these ridiculers, these mockers of doing the right thing with people and circumstances. The fortunate ones, they delight in living a higher life, pursuing the right things to make life better and to be a part of the solution for humankind. They make a difference, and they leave impact that is not focused on them. They love to focus on principles, precepts, and teachings, and make it a habit to focus on and meditate day and night, so they do not fall into the trap of the negative energy of those who desire chaos, strife, and division. Sound familiar? This person will be like a tree firmly planted and fed by the streams of water, where drought never touches them, and the bountiful, healthy, life-giving, and refreshing fruit of their lives is desired by those around them, and their leaves do not wither, because they make the right choice and keep moving. And in whatever they do, they prosper, they grow, they mature, they transform, they make a difference, they leave a legacy, they win. The strife makers, Those who live in disobedience to the right way to live and treat people, they're not so. But they are like the weeds, worthless and without substance, and only steal life and offer nothing. And they are pulled up and plucked from good soil and tossed aside. Therefore these mockers will not stand unpunished in the law of the harvest. They will reap what they sow. It will come back to them in full measure. For the law of opposites says, light will always swallow up darkness. Truth will always swallow lies. Warmth the cold. Kindness the cold-hearted. The greater the weaker. And the way of the negative will perish. Now, listen, that is an awesome, awesome piece of wisdom. And I want you to notice something there, because it starts with this. How fortunate are those who don't follow the advice, they don't stand in the path, and they don't sit down. And so here's what happens. In the same wisdom book, it says that a person will perish in life without vision. So what's your vision? Your vision is always in the future. You're moving towards something. So here you are. Sorry, little stick figure. So you're moving, and what happens? You get these little mockers, these people described in this, and what do? They shout out towards you. It's either in thought clouds that come from their mind, or actions or words or whatever. And what do? They try to get you to follow, to divert. And what happens? You stand. Then you end up standing in their presence. And what happens? And it's this exchange. It's this back and forth. Negative energy, positive energy, good, all this stuff that goes on. Right? Meanwhile, your future is right here waiting for you to get back on the path. Right? So it says they don't follow the advice, meaning you don't even deter. You don't even get off to listen to them, because what happens, you stand, and then long enough, their negative energy beats you down, and you end up taking a seat. And you're sitting here while your dreams are up here. And that's what happens. That's what happens when we allow this nonsense to divert us. We stand and deal with it, and eventually you're just sitting stuck. You stay stuck, and what happens? You lose sight of the vision. You lose sight of the person you're becoming. You lose sight of all the things inside of you that desire to do more, to contribute, to be meaningful, to be abundant. And so your vision dies. And a man, a woman, a human perishes without vision. You need a vision. And what this stuff does that you guys are dealing with sucks that vision and gets you stay focused right here in all of this stuff. But I promise you, these principles are true. But you've got to keep moving. And that's what this thing is saying. That's what this piece of wisdom is saying. You've got to move through this. Because here's why. It can't be circumstance driven. Meaning, I don't know if I want to do this job. Because here's what's going to happen. Because this is how life works. Because life is trying to grow us into something different. You're going to be in the circumstance again. There's human beings. And it's called the law of opposites. And they're out there. It's light and dark. It's positive, negative. It's love and hate. It's all these opposites. And our thing is we have to choose what we're going to be and stay in it and keep moving in it. Eventually, the greater will always swallow up the lesser. It just is how it works. It will swallow it up, because I've never seen a completely negative, down person ever achieve anything. Right? They get stuck. But you see people who've achieved great things, and they have amazing outlook. They have incredible vision. They have perseverance. They have strength. They have endurance. Do they experience these things? Absolutely. But they have that thing in them, that greater, that swallows up the opposite that's trying to stop them and block them. All right? And that's where I want to encourage you with this is don't get caught up in the pettiness, and like this thing says, just don't follow it, don't stand with it, don't sit. And eventually, the person you are, the person of justice, the person that wants to do the right thing, the person that wants to grow, the person that wants to contribute, the person that wants to make a difference, those things will win. And like the weeds, the ones who want to come into the good soil and try to be weeds, believe me, they get de-weeded. It happens. It's the law of harvest. And you just got to let it be. You have compassion and you love. You try your best. And the way you love is you just don't fight them, and you don't hate them, and you don't engage in any of their nonsense. You just be who you are and be true to it and keep moving. All right? So that's a free coaching session. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this helps you, because you guys are a rocking team, and I'm telling you, there's amazing things going to happen. I see it already. It's going to permeate, and this is going to be a really cool adventure